Bible says that we should love our neighbor. It does not say you should love your neighbor only when your neighbor loves you. So how do you love in this world when there's so much hate in this world?
With the news from Orlando, Baton Rouge, St. Paul, Dallas, we are reminded how fear, hate, and violence are dividing our communities. If you're like me, you're wondering what's next.
The RNC convention is in town. One thing I can say about Mr. Donald Trump is that he definitely is a man of his word. He has declared to build a fence, and he's so real with it that he came to Cleveland, Ohio, and built a 12-foot fence around Quicken Loans Arena, blocks around our city where he could keep those who he does not want in on the outside. But he does not know, like I know, that when people come together and march on one accord, we know how to tear walls down.
I love my flag. I will not let anything happen to it. And if I see a piece of shit fuck with a flag, I will fucking put my foot in their ass.
By standing in unity and silence today for love and the values and principles that bring us together, we are standing up to fear and hate that can divide us.
I think people are afraid.
Okay, so let's go.
Okay, good luck. Please be careful. Okay? Love you.
They've been seeing these white nationalists and these different groups across the country punching people in the face and threatening people and pushing women at rallies. But I'm not afraid. It's a samurai quote that says, if you find me in a battlefield, you'll find me with arrows in my forehead and not in my back. So I ain't running from it. We plan to be there. I'm praying that these people who plan to come to this city supposedly to cause any problems, I hope and pray that we see them and they see us.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again. This is the day we take our country back. Remember that.
There's no way that somebody who is so on the outside, who so just does not give a crap, could be seen as a credible contender for president.
Here comes along a reality television star, somebody that has higher name recognition than anybody in the race, and he completely dominates the free media.
We're going to build a wall. It's going to be built.
The American public was clearly fascinated by Trump, and so traditional political candidates running for the office could not get that much-needed airtime.
Donald Trump came at things from such an unexpected angle that nobody knew how to deal with him.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
He was able to tap into something that none of the other candidates were able to, and by the time they started changing their game, it was too late.
Donald Trump, whether he was giving any kind of substantive ideas or not, he was saying, look, this is broken, we gotta fix it.
Our political system, with social media, with Americans' thirst for this kind of gossipy kind of candidate, has created the perfect storm to allow somebody like this to completely capture the system.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fox 8 News at 7 o'clock. There's a live picture inside Quicken Loans Arena, the Republican National Convention, Day 1.
Delegates and alternates, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2016 Republican National Convention.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My name is Philip Hedayatny. I'm 17 years old. I've always been interested in things that have a lot of impact. In politics, just by changing a few things in politics, you can change so much about people's lives and really everything that affects them. And that's something that motivates me a lot. We're really heading in a direction that frightens me a lot, and what frightens me more than anything is I'm going to be living in it. I want to know that I have some control over it, even if I don't, just to give me some peace of mind, because it's frightening as hell. Our idea is, let's actually cover politics the way it ought to be covered. Let's cover it from a real perspective that's actually taking into account the whole spectrum of political views. Maybe, just maybe, we can bring together some people instead of just pushing them apart.
This week is all about proving that we can do serious journalism work. We can do it as well as many existing and established players, and we can do it with a young crew. It's really hard to get people to believe that a young group of journalists our age is going to be able to do a good job covering the RNC. Tonight is our first live broadcast. I'm pretty nervous. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Honestly, we don't have much experience doing this, so we kind of just have to hope that things are going to go well.
Do you want to talk to that guy after the Trump threatens American values?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Your name is Jim Danyak. Jim Danyak, and you're here in Cleveland with a sign that says Trump threatens American values. And the back is Dump Trump. Dump Trump.
Do you think realistically he can swing the female vote in this population? It's been very disputed in a lot of major media recently.
This is only my only real conviction at this point is that the women of America will rise up and deliver us from this evil.
Do you think that Donald Trump really represents those sort of values?
Yeah, I think Donald Trump and the GOP at large represent the same white supremacist, misogynist, homophobic kind of hate and violence that people in this country have been dealing with since really the get-go, since before the founding.
This is a convention. This is where people are supposed to gather. What happened? You know, democracy is about some assembly required. We're trying to assemble. Why are there so many police here when we're trying to assemble?
For me, this is more of a protest sign. You know, it would be the same as if I was holding up a no Trump sign. This is my protest sign.
Wow. Where are you by the monument? Oh, okay. Oh, wow, I'm actually in the center of it. So they're all the way up there. They're not even down here. I just literally stumbled right into the center. Oh boy.
Okay, we're in Public Square, where both supporters of Black Lives Matter as well as the Westboro Baptist Church are protesting, and other affiliated groups. A lot of media here for sure.
Not to mention uprooting hundreds.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell. It's right. Some big send those killer cops to jail.
Murdered by Cleveland police departments, and they got away with it.
I mean, when the Westboro Baptist Church and Black Lives Matter comes together on the same property within like 50 feet of one another, you know it's going to be chaos. And, I mean, sure enough, it's toxic for sure.
I mean, you know, you can just hear chants back and forth. You know, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. You know, it's just, you know, crazy expression of, you know, speech out here. But, you know, all we can do is hope that it stays peaceful.
Yeah, cover this more on Real Politics tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to give you some more stuff talking to you. I can't form my words, but basically we're going to tell you a lot more about what's happened here. So be there, watch us live. Thank you. Well, there we go. We've got our second topic for the show.
Hello, Republicans! Are you ready to elect the next president of these United States of America?
Our country is divided. Our people are afraid. And our spirits are nearly broken.
When my father says that he will make America great again, he will deliver.
For you to have that man downtown thinking that he can be a president of these great United States of America, it makes you wonder, like, where are we going with this? What direction is the country leading into?
He believes what he's saying. That's how crazy the whole thing is. No.
He actually believed what he's saying.
Yeah.
And millions of white folks believe what he's saying.
Well, you know, Trump represents that sleeping giant. He just happened to, because of Barack being in office, and the people are so disgruntled with everything that he has done. People are angry, they're mad, they want to fight, they want to. People who hadn't voted in 20 years are now ready to vote and do whatever they can to come out and make this kind of change happen.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Initially, I didn't know who I was going to support, but it became abundantly clear to me that there's only one person, knowing what I know and seeing what I have seen at all levels of government, that I could support in good faith, and that was Donald Trump.
My name's Ralph King. I'm actually from Cleveland, Ohio. So we want to thank all you guys for coming out to this event today. One of the reasons that everybody is here, because we're sick and tired of our government.
We need a colonoscopy in D.C. It needs to be changed.
We need to support Donald Trump all the way from our city council levels, all the way up to the White House. Because when we leave here today, this is going to be the first step to us taking back the White House.
It's so polluted down there and so perverted down there that, in my opinion, you need a guy like a Donald Trump, who's far from perfect. That's what we need for at least 4 years before the left or the right can go down in there and start to govern, because you can't right now.
I support him 100%. I've been on board with him ever since he came down the escalator, and he is an incredible man. He's a great father. He's an awesome businessman, and we need someone brilliant with a brilliant mind to get us out of the mess that we're in.
He ain't no dummy. That's one thing, man. He ain't get where he is being no dummy. I don't like him, but he ain't no dummy.
I heard Donald Trump is only rich because he is inherited.
Man, Donald Trump is not sitting up here the president of the United States
over
because
50 times.
He ain't the smartest, but he know how to put
Donald
things together.
Trump don't do nothing but bankrupt companies. Just like he'll bankrupt this country.
A lot of people have not done well in this new global economy that we have. Their jobs have gone overseas, they've dried up, and they're not coming back. And Donald Trump has been able to tap into that anger and that anxiety, of people who really would like to turn back the clock and make it the 1950s again.
God bless all of you, and let's make America great again!
I wasn't around during the 50s, okay? But that was a time, if my history is correct and from what I'm being told is correct, where a person can come out of high school, can go get a job in a factory, and you could support a family and make a decent living.
All Donald Trump cares about is red, white, and blue. And if you're born under that flag, you have the right to go out, make a living, take some money home, put it in your pocket, and raise a family. Red, white, and blue is not racist. Red, white, and blue is American. And that's what Donald Trump is going to bring back to this country.
They're not looking at segregated bathrooms. They're not looking at barefoot and pregnant in the home. That's not what is being envisioned by people when they're saying, make America great again.
It's about time we have a man ready to step up who has nothing to gain but make America great again.
I think the media a lot of times likes to cast your Donald Trump people as all ignorant, white, racist, stupid, trailer trash, on and on and on.
We get Trump in there!
The will of the voters spoke overwhelmingly in support of Donald Trump. But they don't like the way the voters spoke, so what do they want to do? They want to get never Trump. They want to get free the delegates, free my ass.
They don't like him. You're dumb because you do.
I actually hope that Donald Trump wins. Let me tell you why I hope that he wins. Let me tell you why. Wow. Because he's gonna wake a lot of people up. He's gonna make things so bad and put the pressure on people so much. Our people are gonna start working together.
You don't want that. You do not want Donald Trump to be president of the United States of America. You don't want that. That's ludicrous. That's ludicrous thinking.
That politics really matter.
For you to think that Donald Trump should win or run this country.
Hillary Clinton sucks. Hillary Clinton is not for our people. Hillary Clinton, neither one of them are good, okay? And Donald Trump will just get us faster to the point where we need to get.
I want to thank everybody and remember, Donald Trump, 2016.
Anybody thankful for the blood of Jesus Christ that released you from sin, released you from your chains of oppression? 400 years of slavery, we are free. Government may not want to respect that, but we are free.
My name is Minister Kyle Early. I'm a minister in the city of Cleveland, an activist, and just devoted to my community.
As folks in black communities, we have a right to be fed up. My brothers and sisters, we've been in a position camped out, complaining for far too long.
My time that I'm here and what I'm called to do is make sure that we fight for the poor. Right now in Cleveland, over 50% of our children are living in poverty.
God says it's time for us to break camp and to go and take possession of the land. Because people making $8.10 an hour is just not enough money.
We're in a sensitive place, and that's what angers me the most about Trump and the RNC coming, is that it brings so much hate with it, and so much divisiveness when they come.
Listen, one of the things that was talked about today is this importance of making sure that we get out and vote, that we vote out people that don't care about our interests, our issues. Right now in the city of Cleveland, we are fighting to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, just like across this country. So as we march today, I want you to think about that those who are in office that continue to oppress us and their legislative halls, we got to get them out of office. Do y'all agree? I said, do y'all agree?
All right, all right, all right. The moment we've been waiting for. Anybody out there ever heard of Chuck D? Anybody out there ever heard of Cypress Hill? Anybody heard of Rage Against the Machine? Everybody out there, as loud as you can, make some noise for Prophets of Rage!
All these people right here that give a shit about our country, you know what I'm saying? Y'all feel powerful or what? Let's be powerful together, right? You feel somebody who ain't got, make sure they get it. That's what this is all about. We are the Prophets of Rage.
My brother.
How you doing, bro?
Good, man.
I was just calling you. Everything good?
Yeah, everything good.
How's it looking, man?
It's coming together, man. It's coming together.
Brother Bashir has been my brother for years. They kind of call us the Martin and the Malcolm of Cleveland.
Anytime that we doing marches and in the city, it's him and I, you know? It's him and I. Who put this on?
So this March Against Poverty, I didn't know they were performing though until today. Yeah, so they got Chuck D and Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, all these different organizations came together, and so the march is supposed to take off at 3.
Oh, at 3?
At 3, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me and Minister Early, we may not agree on everything, but we don't talk about what we don't agree on, because it's clear what we don't agree on. But what we do agree on is that injustice, we have to fight and speak up about it. And he's doing it on his end, and I try to do it on my end, and when we can, we come together.
And you know, we're marching down into the restricted zone. Yeah, so, yeah.
All right, we're moving. Back up.
I can't hear you. What do you want?
Nothing.
When do you want it? When do you want it?
So they say there are 2 Clevelands.
There are 2 Clevelands. There's a downtown Cleveland, and then there's the inner city Cleveland in which we live. And most of the resources and development is going to downtown Cleveland. You know, the reality is that people aren't dealing with the issue of poverty when it comes to legislation, when it comes to funding and creating jobs.
Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets.
I think that it is important that the RNC be in a community that has some of the problems that I think are significant through this election cycle in particular: high poverty, issues of police brutality or excessive force. But most of the people who come here, they believe that poor people are invisible. They will never see what is outside of our downtown. They won't see anything out of the fancy venues they go to. And so even though they are in a community that they believe they can make some impression on by coming here, they're never going to deal with the everyday person.
We saw 2 high-profile police cases in the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, let's be clear that what happened with Tamir Rice was a murder. And so we came together and we voted the county prosecutor out of office. Timothy McGinty is no longer our prosecutor. What we were able to show people is the power of the vote. This is how you change the injustices that are going on. If people don't get out and vote, then we'll continue to have the same people in power, the same policies in power, and we won't be able to bring about change.
Describe what we're seeing here.
Yeah, well, what you see is, you know, officers in riot gear. And here it is right here. I mean, for them to, you know, try to restrict us and keep us locked down. At the end of the day, this is our city. This is our city, and we've never had to have this happen. So the fact that it's going on is just, it's kind of sad.
And we say thank you to every police officer and law enforcement agent who's out tonight protecting us, black, white, Latino, of every race, every color, every creed, every sexual orientation. When they come to save your life, they don't ask if you are black or white. They just come to save you.
We have been planning for this convention almost as long as the city has been planning the convention, and that's about 2 years. All of a sudden, a matter of weeks out from the convention, the city held a press conference and released these new regulations, including this massive, unprecedented event zone.
Huge areas of residential life would basically be living under kind of limited martial law during the time of the convention. There's a very tight perimeter around the buildings where the delegates actually meet. That's controlled by the Secret Service.
The event zone is concerning for a number of reasons. One being what courts have called a security creep. So there have been conventions for years, and at each one, we have seen the event zone getting larger, the regulations imposed getting more draconian, and it's all in the name of security.
Right now, they want us to go on the sidewalk, but we're not going on the sidewalk. We're gonna continue our journey. So at some point, I anticipate them trying to box us in or cut us off somewhere. Tighten it up, tighten it up.
You want to be safe, and obviously that's a huge concern, but it's not something that we can invoke to keep diluting opportunities for speech and expression.
If a protest is held in a vacuum because the government has pushed it out to the woods, then it isn't really an effective exercise of free speech.
Look at that, man, look at that.
I can't believe we're getting blocked in our own city, man.
They're making it almost impossible for people to assemble and express themselves. For their only marching opportunity far away from where the delegates, their intended audience, are. And the inevitable consequence is you have a chilling effect where protest groups or celebration groups or whatever message you have, they say, well, we can't go there. We're either gonna have to go somewhere else and be denied our First Amendment rights, or we're gonna go there anyway. And that's a problem that the city created for itself.
Man, we should keep marching. We should keep on going. That's what civil disobedience, I know what they're trying to do.
Where they wanted us to be.
Man, this is crazy.
Mr. Donald Trump, he has come into our city and blocked us off from being able to have a voice. And in the midst of oppression, it can be difficult to be obedient. We can react a certain kind of way that does not represent our relationship with God. I don't stand on the side of violence, and I'm gonna hold my peace.
Would I have liked to go closer to the RNC? Absolutely. But as you can see, we kind of got boxed in. And in those, those times when you're marching and that kind of happens, you have to start thinking outside of yourself. So we had children out here. We got, some of our elders out here who weren't prepared, for some type of civil disobedience or going to the next level in terms of just defying the boundaries that they set for us. But I definitely wanted to. But as a leader, you got to make certain choices that are good for everybody involved. But we keep on pushing, we keep on fighting, so the work doesn't stop.
Hand in hand, there is power that must rule in every land. One industrial union brand. You guys are arcane.
Wow, look at that sea of police. I feel so free.
Feels so free to look like East Germany. You're right, man. You're right. Come over here and speak, man. We got a spot for you. You speaking the truth.
How's everybody doing up here?
We doing good. How about you?
All right, God bless everybody. Now believing and trusting and understanding each other. Stop being scared and come on out and hug and show solidarity for your fellow brothers and sisters. We're all united. I am not for any kind of one group.
Back up, please. Back up, back up, back up.
Or anything.
There's no photographers. There's no need. There's no need.
I don't know what's going on here, officers, but I don't think nobody's going to do anything.
There's no need for people with guns to separate us from our fellow citizens.
Without objection, the previous question is ordered.
The question is on adoption of the resolution. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the resolution is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
So we thought we were going to be doing a show that was going to be, you know, just talking about how the elections panned out, 2016, all of that is our first show. We're going to do a long monologue, everything. All that changed because of what happened today on the floor. This is the biggest development to happen so far, really, in the 2016 presidential nomination race, I personally think. So we got to cover it, and so we had to radically change so much of what we were going to do tonight. And we are 45 minutes away from showtime, so the nerves are high.
Are we ready?
Are we ready to go live?
I'm gonna say get ready. You're gonna count to 5, and then you're gonna go live, okay? Oh. Get ready. I was a speaker a long time ago.
How long ago was that?
Good.
A long time ago. You ready? Go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Philip Hidiatnia, and thank you for joining us at our first broadcast of Real Politics Live. Today, things have happened on the floor of the convention that have never before happened in the convention's history. Let's go in and let's talk politics.
Hi. Hello, everyone. We've got a panel here tonight to discuss stories of the day, but before we do that, we want to give you a quick news break on what's happening at the Republican National Convention.
Great political theater, tremendously entertaining and very, very disturbing for Republicans to have this happen on the first day.
What essentially happened today is that 11 states decided to petition the chair for a vote regarding the unbinding of delegates.
There was an attempt by the Never-Trumpers, the Stop-Trumpers, the anti-Trump forces to get a roll call vote on the floor.
You are ignoring delegates who have been elected to this convention.
So the people yelling aye are the Trump forces, and the people yelling nay are saying the rules should not be adopted.
They wanted a roll call vote, and they thought that if everybody were raised their hand and be counted, that there was a possibility that they could actually get it to pass. They didn't.
Representative Womack strayed away from parliamentary procedure, and instead of doing a formal roll call vote, a voice vote was issued.
Those opposed shall say no.
That leaves it up to the chair to decide who yelled louder in that convention center of thousands and thousands of people. And because they got a voice vote, they were literally shouted down.
The ayes have it.
This is again something we haven't seen before. And to discuss it, we have our panel. So attendance at the convention has been a topic of discussion for a very long time leading up to this Republican National Convention. We've had many notable conservative leaders decide not to attend the convention because of the presumptive nominee, Donald Trump. You have a convention that is being run in a way that's almost laughable. Instead of having members of Congress up there, you have Tiffany Trump, his college-aged daughter, headlining a night that's supposed to be talking about economic reforms.
I think I want to defend him on one point, which is that at every convention, there's always a lot of focus on the candidate's family. And as much as Trump has made many other questionable decisions, I think the focus on his family is not a mistake that he's made.
Thank you very much. From a young age, my parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life, that your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise, that you treat people with respect. They taught and showed me values and morals in their daily life. That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son. And we need to pass those lessons on to the many generations to follow.
overnight, President Obama's former chief speechwriter accusing the Trump campaign of plagiarism.
What seems to be has now been raised as an issue are similarities in Melania Trump's speech and Michelle Obama's 2008 convention speech.
The campaign manager for Donald Trump is defending Melania Trump, saying there is no cribbing of Michelle Obama's speech. These were common words, he says, and values, and she cares about her family.
On bended knee, amen. That is Anthony Hamilton on 931 Z to the AK. Sam Shook while you work. We're talking RNC. What is on your mind today?
Well, you know, I got to say this Melania speech thing is huge for this reason only. They won't even admit a mistake on something as small as this speech. What do you think?
You ain't heard about it? She damn near did the same speech Michelle Obama did. Damn near word for word.
I'm afraid of what will happen.
It's like it's not real. It can't be real, what we witnessing, because the RNC convention is in total chaos. I'm watching the delegates opposing on the floor. I'm watching, oh my goodness, what more do we need to see to understand that this can't be real? We watching tens of millions of white folks supporting a man that most people with any types of common sense will consider a buffoon. But they want to put him in the White House. It makes you wonder, like, where are we going with this? What direction is the country leading into? And to me, it looks dark.
They're trying to get the country to vote for someone who's inciting violence, racism, division, separatism. You know, he's contributing to the climate and culture of our country right now.
It's been a heartbreaking time for the women and men in our law enforcement community. And in this time of great testing for them, let's let them know, here and now, all across this country, we will always stand with those who stand on the thin blue line.
What I've witnessed within the last week or so, I witnessed some of the most probably horrific crimes that we've seen in this country's history, man. We see officers, you know, being killed down in Dallas.
Horrible.
I live with an officer. We back and forth about certain issues like this on a regular basis. And, you know, I fear for her life at times, you know what I'm saying? And just because the simple fact is that I believe that she is in harm's way or something that's above her. I don't believe that it's a police, quote, African-American or black issue. I really believe that there's racial tension growing in the continental United States, and I don't think it'll get better before it get worse. I turn on the daily news and I see someone literally standing almost on someone's chest and just pumping 4, 5, 6 bullets in somebody's chest. Where do you go? What are you supposed to think?
They shot him? Oh my fucking goodness.
Oh, he's gonna kill this boy.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to make something very clear. Blue lives matter in America.
I was stopped by the police, Mook, when my kids were little. I taught them to put your hands on the wheel and say, yes, sir. They won't have an opportunity to kill me.
They just found a way to kill this boy up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he did everything the right way.
He's licensed, he's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet out his pocket, and he let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet, and the officer just shot him in his arm.
And he's dead. Dead as a doorknob. And he did everything, and his woman and his girlfriend, fiance, sat there and watched her fiance murdered.
Told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
It's okay, Mommy.
I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking fine. Ah!
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
I'm upset. I'm very upset. You keep playground bullying somebody, eventually you gonna stand up. So who is the devil, or who is the villain? Someone who stood up for somebody else and believed in and died for what he believed in. Not saying what he done was right or wrong, but eventually you have to expect something like that to happen when you keep bullying and picking on somebody that don't want no fight. Man, we not bothering these people. These people is bothering us.
For anybody that don't believe Tamir Rice's gun looking like this, before they killed him, this is what his gun looked like. They put 2 slugs in his belly when his gun, his toy gun, was fucking covered. If a cop murders my babies, I will murder him.
And then the police will never respond to your neighborhood again.
We don't need him on that.
You feel that way? You feel that way. But not everyone feels that way.
We must stop viewing these incidents as attacks on the black community or even attacks on the law enforcement community. They are attacks on America. They are attacks on our values. They are attacks on the very foundation of civil society.
I got some questions on my heart. When they killed Tamir in that park, was it for that toy gun, or was it because it was dark? You see what happened to Freddie Gray? They still try and break a black man's spine. That bullet to Mike Brown's head, they still try and destroy a black man's mind. They choked the breath out of Brother Gardner, different places, but it's all intertwined. You know the problem with the black man is that he's black. And that's the black man's crime.
Donald Trump returning to Cleveland, and Mike Pence was there to greet him. Katie.
We're going right now to meet Gary Johnson on East 4th, and the goal is to get him as a guest tonight on the show. The Johnson campaign told us basically if Governor Johnson has time, if he wants to do the interview after he's done with MSNBC, we can take him aside and do an interview for us. This has been the craziest week of my life, honestly. Never thought that this would be an actual thing that I would be actually doing. Well, so we head right down there. That's where MSNBC is, and hopefully we're gonna get to talk to Governor Johnson. I've got my iPhone, I've got this handy dandy microphone, and we'll see how it works. NBC News people. Oh my God, these are all the on-air talent.
I'm here with a flag because I love my fucking country, because I love America, and if I catch a piece of shit burning a flag, I'm gonna fuck their day up. My flag, I love my fucking flag. I love my fucking flag, and I love my goddamn country. I'm not fucking with this flag. I love this flag. Let me catch a motherfucker fucking with my flag, and I will wreck their goddamn world.
Are
That's it. Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Let's go.
If I was a Hillary supporter, I'd probably burn the fucking thing.
That's insane. Good? All right. These guys are gonna just, I don't know. You got a bunch of people armed. You got far left people armed. You got far right people armed, going nuts, saying stuff about burning the flag. It's, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna do something, and all the cameras are gonna be on them. I don't even know how the police are gonna deal with it.
Where are we meeting these guys?
This should be it, because this is MSNBC.
Well, so is that.
Yeah, but he said right outside of the coffee shop.
Oh, well, that
Right, so then that would be this.
Yeah.
Come on, Jason, pick up. Gary Johnson appeared on my radar back in 2012, actually, when I, was getting a little bit more politically involved, and I liked his record. I liked what he had to say.
I voted Republican for the last 20 years. I'm 38 years old, and this will be the first year that I've made the switch.
If you are a conservative, a decision not to vote or to vote for a third-party candidate is a de facto vote for Hillary Clinton.
Does the two-party system work for the majority of the American people? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But clearly, within both parties, there are people who feel left behind.
A vote for anyone other than Donald Trump in November is a vote for Hillary Clinton.
We vote for Clinton, things get worse in 4 years. We vote for Trump, maybe things get not as bad, but we feel the pain now. We don't know what to do anymore. And so it's just, especially for young people, we feel powerless in this election. And that's what's so profoundly depressing about it. No answer. No answer. What the hell? Excuse me. Is Governor Gary Johnson going to do an interview with MSNBC shortly? Do you know?
Later in the hour, but you guys can't come in here.
I'm not saying to come in, but I was told by the Johnson campaign that Gary would be here. He is not here.
He's in the Vietnamese place.
In the Vietnamese place? Mm-hmm. Right now? We're probably not going to get it. Okay. Let's see. It's 4:31. We're not even done with the graphics. We got to get back. Watch out, watch out.
Informational broadcast connection with a large fight just broke out at 4th and Prospect.
I feel like we missed something.
A large fight, go on, get the fight. You got a large crowd fighting. What's your location? 4th and Prospect. I copy 4th and Prospect.
You're on fire! You're on fire, stupid!
Ray will be advised, heavy set white male. Most police officers are watching their back. Starting to get out of control here. Blue lives matter! Blue lives matter! Blue lives matter! Fuck you! Blue lives matter! Fuck you! Lieutenant Gardner, we have the main indicator and another male. I cannot go take him through that crowd again. We need a transport van. Roger.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you guys. Fuck his merchandise. Fuck it.
Understand this. Our duty as elected officials is to get our people jobs first. It cannot be our policy to take jobs from abroad while government support payments are used for those unemployed Americans. Bad trade deals.
Like 11.
This is close.
Okay.
What our plan is that we're gonna have these, half the group holding hearts with the messaging, and then in front of them, the other group, half is ripping the t-shirts, and then we're gonna do the flash mob from there. Okay. Bye.
We are a grassroots women-led, women-initiated organization that has started as a response to the war in Iraq. We've continued to challenge and fight for an end to all wars. We came here to disrupt the conventions. That's what Code Pink does.
Thank you. And by the way, these are professional agitators, folks. They come in, they're sent here by the other party, believe me.
So this is where all of our visuals are. And Rebecca's making some more for today. These are coming to our shirt ripping ceremony and flash mob.
It was important to us to make sure that anytime that hate took a stage, that there would be a voice for peace there to challenge it. This was a moment to not be afraid and to come out and to boldly declare that this is not the world that we want to live in. And while the message may sound different or look different or be more pink than others, it is the same message. It's a united front for love and for justice and truth to happen.
Now get him out, folks. So sad, right? It's a young woman that, doesn't know. She's lost. The hell with her. The hell with her.
It's definitely scary. There's a level of putting your body on the line that we're ready to do, and we just hope it doesn't come to that. Trump saying things like, oh, back in the old days, they used to be carried out on stretchers.
Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here!
They've been influenced to be aggressive and allowed and permissed to be aggressive because of the hateful rhetoric he spewed.
If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise.
For anyone to be allowed or enabled to perpetuate violence onto somebody who's bringing an opposing message, it's ludicrous. It's totally crazy. It's peaceful dissent happening.
These people want to put police officers in jail without any investigation. Justice for these people are innocent cops facing punishment. They don't care about justice. They don't care about peace. All they care about is coming out here and getting their false narratives facing punishment. Still protecting you.
This is what I think sucks about our politics now. The people who are more reasonable within the party, who are less at the fringe, they don't want to vote because they don't see candidates that represent them. They don't trust politicians. They don't trust politics. They've been burned before by the GOP. They don't want to come out to vote. The people who are coming out to vote are overwhelmingly the fringe. Those are the people who are mad as hell and see a candidate who actually appeals to them.
Well, I'm not going to sit on my couch and watch the country go to shit. So, I mean, they're looking to put a criminal in as our president. Come on now.
You then have a primary dictated by a minority of people who believe really crazy radical things.
I mean, 9/11, folks, you need to Alex Jones 9/11. On YouTube, Loose Change 9/11.
So you couple that with the rise of social media, which is an echo chamber where
you know, basically people are egging each other on to be more and more extreme. For instance, who's Donald Trump's heartland? They're kind of, you know, poor, marginalized white people. So on social media, instead of trying to listen to those people and understand them, we tell them to go fuck themselves because they're privileged and they've got no right to say anything. So those people will then quietly say, all right, fuck you. You know, while we were mocking them, they were winning.
Hillary for president! Hillary for president! Hillary for president! Please! Hillary for president! Hillary for president! Hillary for president! We're not putting up with it. We're not going along with it. We understand the violence of the left, the violence of the globalists. We are here absolutely exposing it, and we're not going to back off, and we're not going to stop. We are here to expose what's happening. Nazi scum! 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 Nazi scum!
Who is Alex Jones? He's a radio entertainer for the right. Alex Jones does not have a radio show or TV show with an internet following doing it for free just because he loves and believes what he says. He does it to get paid.
If you think the awakening we've seen so far is big, this planet and the globalists have not seen anything yet.
I tell people, don't listen to them. These guys will say and do anything to try to get viewers, listeners, things like that.
These are not liberals. These are anti-free speech, anti-freedom scum who need to get their ass to North Korea.
Don't let them think for you. You know, we need free-thinking, sovereign-minded individuals.
What really interested me was that Alex Jones has gone from a kind of fringe, marginal figure when I knew him to somebody who can literally influence the presidential nomination.
Lock her up. That's right. Yes, that's right. Lock her up.
How does a kind of marginal, divisive, extreme kind of zealot like Alex Jones suddenly make it into mainstream politics?
What changes in demographics is that he wins white males in such overwhelming numbers that it overcomes every other demographic advantage Hillary has.
Come sit in your lap.
Oh,
How's
Jesus
it going?
Christ. Hey, Alex Jones, how you doing?
Good to see you, man. You're looking sexy.
All right.
Hey, how's the revolution going? You guys starting the revolution?
We are indeed, Alex. The revolution is afoot. Welcome to the Young Turks.
You like all our Hillary for President shirts everywhere?
No, I kind of despise it.
I got a new shirt for you right here. It's rape. It's Bill Clinton that says rape. Oh, God, hide that immediately. That's the big no-no that Roger Stone's banned.
All right, you want to take my show over? I'll take your show over.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know what? Who does this kind of shirt? First of all, a sick guy. Second of all,
Bill Clinton's not a rapist, folks.
No, you know who's accused in court papers.
Come on.
You know who's accused in court papers of being a rapist? Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump, Roger Stone. You know that. It's in court papers.
Oh, yeah?
And you're a sick dude, Roger Stone.
Hey, I want to have a rant off with you right now.
You assault me all the time. You never give me a chance to respond.
Oh, yeah, I should give you a hatchet job. A job to respond. You're a sick man, Roger Stone.
Roger,
no, you're the world's biggest.
For 40 years, Roger Stone has been this shadowy figure in American politics. Somebody described him as a malevolent Forrest Gump. He's like a dirty trickster. What that kind of means in practice is a little vague, you know, because I guess it's like Black Ops, what he does. But now he's doing it for Trump.
In Donald Trump, the American people see a man who cannot be bought and cannot be bullied.
One of the things he's doing is acting as a kind of bridge between Trump and these groups like Alex Jones's InfoWars, Bikers for Trump, Citizens for Trump, Truckers for Trump. You know, these kind of fringe organisations who are no longer fringe. So I contacted Alex Jones. Will I see if that's Bikers for Trump? It is Bikers for Trump. Let's have a look. God.
First and foremost, who's going to take the fight to ISIS?
You want to know why the current president is using his platform every chance he gets to throw Donald Trump up under the bus? Tell him why. Because Donald Trump is winning. But how about throwing ISIS under the bus? That's right.
Like, every faction is now being encouraged to be more outraged, more dogged, more polemical.
I might be a dick-sucking faggot, but I fucking hate the left.
The political left in this country is trying to destroy all of the things that made America great.
I will say this about both the Democrat and the Republican Party. They failed to see the anger of the American people.
This is the elites of the Republican and Democratic Party who have driven this country into the ditch.
Maybe it'll wake up some of these politicians to let them know, look, you know, if you fear Donald Trump because you think he's going to run the country in the ground or for whatever reason it may be, if you guys don't get your shit together, this is what the American people are going to keep electing.
Madam Secretary, the great state of Maryland proudly casts all 38 of our votes for the next President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
The great state of Connecticut is casting all 28 delegates for the next President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
And 54 delegates for the next President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
And it is my honor to be able to throw Donald Trump over the top in the delegate count tonight with 89 delegates. Congratulations, Dad, we love you!
I think what candidate Trump gets right is that candidate Trump has an ability, whether it is real or put on, to connect with ordinary people. Scared maybe is too strong, but I think nervous is probably is an appropriate emotion.
Intelligent people, hardworking people. When you ask them why they would support a Donald Trump, and this is what they'll say. Well, I think we need to shake things up. I'm thinking, are you people mad? It's like they want to sink the entire ship just to get to the captain. And that's what they're doing.
I'm Egyptian guy, I'm saying long live America. I love America. Democracy. Yeah. America.
You don't have to beat up the bully. But if you stand with the person who is vulnerable, that is what will change the world. The majority of the people in this world are decent, kind people. Unfortunately, the people with the megaphones are the ones who make the media.
The safest place for a baby is inside the womb of a black woman. That's the most dangerous place for a black baby. Black lives matter. Prove it, black women.
There's some people who are just trying to build contentious relationships with people, and that's the message that we're trying to give here today through the Salam I Come in Peace Project.
I came up with this project called the Salam I Come in Peace Project. And the focus of it is to try to find opportunities for Muslims to interact with folks who are attending the convention with the hopes of creating a positive exchange and perhaps allow them to ask questions about our faith and what we believe and hopefully get them to recognize that Muslims are not the enemy. We are part of this country. We're part of the fabric of this country. We're contributors to this country. We've been here since this country was founded. And to be a Muslim is not to be anti-American.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
I don't think it's important, how I choose to pray. I think it's important how I live my life. One of the sayings of our prophet, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is that he would say to people, don't give me your opinion of someone. I want to meet them with an open heart. And this is extremely important. Muslims are a part of America. What the media does is try to always give Islam an Arab face so that they can continue to keep Islam foreign. But if you give it a Muhammad Ali face, then Islam is no longer foreign.
As Muslims in America, we've kind of become numb to the fact that we are the scapegoat for this generation of bad things in this country. You have a candidate now, or candidates that are not afraid to speak their mind because they know it will, their contingency feel that way. And so they verbalize what people feel.
How many more times does the evil of radical Islamic terrorism have to occur before the President of the United States will muster the courage to face the truth?
We must not be afraid to define our enemy. It is Islamic extremist terrorism. And we're coming to get you.
I totally agree with the Muslim ban. We're talking about people that hate us deep in their heart.
I'm tired of making pointless distinctions between Islamist, radical Islam, jihadis. The problem is Islam.
I don't want Muslims here because it's not that I'm racist. Like somebody said, they're just not compatible with our culture. They're not. We are a loving culture, we're a prosperous culture, we are a melting pot. But they are not that way. They want something other. They're not compatible with our nation, with our values, with our way of life. They're not compatible with what the fabric of America was created on. They're not compatible with any of those. Pick a reason. None of those they're compatible with. The only thing they want is to kill us. To kill us.
Are there Muslims who do hateful things? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And who try to do it in the name of Islam? Without a doubt. Are there Christians who do it? Without a doubt. Are there Jews who do it? Without a doubt. They are individuals who are hateful. So you have a small group of people who are acting on their own volition. And they're wrong, and they should be punished for it.
This country is sadly more divided now than it was 8 years ago. But tonight, don't hope for change, be the change.
We in a constant struggle of trying hard to be accepted by somebody who, regardless of how hard you try, you will never be considered an equal. It's something else, man, to live your life in that manner all the time. That are you being accepted by somebody who can care less about you or your culture?
It's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse. I don't know if you can handle that or not, but it's going to get worse.
It almost feels like we're on the brinks of some type of revolution almost, or some type of civil destruction. You know, we have an African-American president who's been opposed for almost 8 years. Man, it's really almost a situation of the chickens that's come home to roost, if you can understand that terminology.
I still believe that violence is not the answer.
I'm tired of walking, and I'm tired of talking, because talking and walking hasn't gotten us no closer to equality of where we need to be or where we need to go, besides wearing out a good pair of Jordans.
All of this that's going on in our society now, all of this is happening should bring us all to that point where we can really start thinking about where we are, and what we're going through, and how we're going to come out of this thing. It's starting to think. And it starts at the voting booth in November. There you go.
It's one of those things where, man, you gotta be black to know.
I don't know if I should bless this place or what. Yes. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we pronounce the blessings of your Heavenly Father upon this place. And we pray most of all, even in our society and our world as a whole, that the peace of God that passeth all understanding would rest, rule, and abide in the hearts and soul of your people now. We ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Reverend.
He loves us with an extravagant love. And we just want to encourage you, if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, to join us in worship and pray for peace here tonight.
How you think this thing been going, man?
I just want my city back.
Yeah, sound, man.
I want my city back. There's too much going on. I don't know who is who. Can't be affiliated with everything.
Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, we still here.
God, man. Chief Williams, man.
Oh, is it Chief?
How's everything going?
Not too bad. Peace and blessings, sir. Good to see you.
Yeah. See you. How you doing? We were just talking about you, man. You've been doing a phenomenal job, man. Keeping it together.
That's it. Just keep the peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you, Chief.
You guys ain't down here starting any trouble, are you?
Not today. Not today.
Right.
Maybe tomorrow.
We'll see you after the RNC.
Yeah.
Talk to the people.
Oh, you know it.
What are you about?
Good. What am I about? I'm about love, man. That's it.
Love's good, man.
Love is good, isn't it? It's good, man. It's good, man. What's your thoughts about the political time that we're in right now?
I'm a Republican. Have been, always will be. I like the direction they take the country in. I'm very unhappy with the direction the country's been in.
Right. Understood. It's clear cut.
That's not an unrealistic. What's that?
What are you most unhappy with?
You know, believe it or not, I'm very, very upset about the $19 trillion in debt we are. I'm very upset about the direction that Obama has put our race relations, which we had very little problems before. He stirred a pot of shit that should have never been stirred. I'm very upset about his anti-police. I'm very upset about how many more welfare and food stamp recipients there are now. He had 8 years to correct this problem. It's 56% worse. It's ridiculous.
When you say he said he pushed anti-police, in what case?
What are you asking me? What case is Obama anti-police?
Yes.
When he sits there and, well, as a matter of fact, the best example is when you have Black Lives Matter running up and down the street preaching pigs in a blanket, fry them in a pan. What do we want? Dead cops now? And he invites them to the White House and tells them what a great job they're doing. You don't think that's anti-police?
I didn't see that. If you saw
you
that,
didn't see what you didn't see. Oh, I have it on my phone. You want to see it?
No, I take
No, I keep all that shit.
When you say Black Lives Matter, what do you mean?
The group, the organization.
Because there's no official organization of Black Lives Matter. You just have different groups. Just because when a bunch of black people come together, it's not a part of Black Lives Matter. You know, that's not the
Quite
case.
possibly, but when they're all wearing BLM shirts and they're being represented by that group, don't you think that's a group of Black Lives Matter?
Let me ask you this question: what is the urban agenda from the Republican Party?
Donald Trump and the Republicans are all about jobs. Jobs. Bring jobs to this country. The problem with this country is they don't have jobs. Young black men don't have proper jobs.
I'm a young black man, so let me speak for myself.
Do you have a good job?
It's not, I'm doing pretty well.
Okay.
But listen, I'm not talking about, from your perspective, it's going like this because of jobs. But you're not mentioning the institutionalized racism that exists in this country.
There is no institutionalized
Of course you say that.
Yeah, I mean, I own a company.
Of course.
I hire black people. I have no problem. I've never had.
I didn't say you.
I don't think most people do.
Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And what the Republican Party and all people must do is understand that just because I'm not experiencing it does not mean that there are groups of people that don't experience it. And until we have that type of empathy for people, we can't ever make America anything. Because before Donald Trump talked about building a wall in Mexico and keeping Mexicans out, there is a wall that continues to be built throughout America all the time that we've been experiencing before Mr. Trump even said it.
What I'm telling you is, does racism exist in small groups of people? Yes. Against black people and against white people. That's not going away. There'll always be a KKK. There'll always be black people that hate white people. That'll always happen. As a general rule, it's a very, very insignificant part of our society. Very insignificant.
My friend, that's just untrue. Sir, this is 400 years, sir.
What?
Of institutionalized racism, sir.
400 years?
400 years. How long, where have you been? Where have you been? Let me introduce you to America, my friend. We've been experiencing it. There are people who are experiencing it.
You consider my opinion tainted?
I don't feel like it's tainted. I just believe it's very naive. I don't think that you mean no any harm. I think it's just very naive.
I don't. Thank you for that. I just believe your opinion is very naive and tainted.
I understand.
So I don't think it's that. You can walk down the street, you'll never have a problem all day long if you're not doing anything wrong. And that I can guarantee you for a fact.
Sir, that's just untrue, sir.
I know it for a fact.
And I appreciate it.
I know it for a fact.
That's your fact. But doesn't mean it's all facts.
It is.
Right? There are African Americans and people of color who experience a different America than you. And that's the reality. We experience a different America than you.
Because we're not
You're
working.
You're going to think
it's
not just about jobs.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
You have a job, you're proud, you go to work every day, you're making your money. It's about jobs.
It's not just about jobs.
Listen,
70%.
It was a pleasure. You're a good guy.
All right, you guys. All right, that's America for you.
Right.
You know that you
is
can find
what it's about.
Can I get a picture of you two then?
I wish you well.
When you say certain things, you try to quote these things as fact. You gotta understand.
I want to say this very plainly. We should all, even all you boys with wounded feelings and bruised egos, and we love you, but you must honor your pledge to support Donald Trump now. Tonight.
And to those listening, please, don't stay home in November. If you love our country and love your children as much as I know that you do, stand and speak and vote your conscience. Vote for candidates up and down the ticket who you trust to defend our freedom and to be faithful to the Constitution. We will unite the party, we will unite the country by standing together for shared values, by standing for liberty. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless the United States of America.
What did you think of Ted Cruz's speech?
I think it was awful. And quite frankly, I think it was selfish. And he signed a pledge. And it's his job to keep his word. And Donald Trump gave him the opportunity to speak here at this convention tonight. And I think it was too cute. And I think you saw by the end of the speech that the crowd was waiting for him to do the right thing and realized that once again he wasn't going to do it.
Well, I've never seen anything like it. Usually what happens is after an individual becomes a presumptive nominee, everybody gets in line and they all support them. This is not the case in 2016. And people are really having to make a choice of, do I publicly support the presumptive nominee or do I sit this one out?
Trump is not conservative. Forget the left. This is from the right. He's a dictator, and he's not going to abide by the Constitution. You see the hypocrisy inside the right, because they do that probably more so than the left.
This guy's the nominee for a party that doesn't necessarily appear to like him very much. How do we reconcile that?
I don't know. And I mean, he's not my candidate. I mean, when I say that, if he's the Republican nominee, he's my candidate. But he was not the guy I wanted to be president of the United States. Have I completely lost hope and ready to throw in the towel? Absolutely not, because I want to see how this process goes through. Do I wish he had not said the things he'd said and not acted the way he did? Absolutely. Because can that be recovered? I don't know.
What's happening now really is a battle for the soul of the Republican Party.
The stakes for Republicans are as high as they have ever been. It's time for Republicans to unite.
I'm not one of these people that thinks, a Trump candidacy means the end of the Republican Party and a new party will spring. No, the Republican Party will still be around. The question is, what will it look like?
Hey, Queen Renee, we're talking RNC. What are your thoughts on it?
I am totally 100% undecided.
Wow.
Right now, well, my thoughts are is that I won't vote. I worry about Hillary's $15 an hour minimum wage, how to hurt all of our small businesses. Also, how it's unfair to us after we get our bachelor's degree, our jobs are going to start at $15 an hour, whereas someone's going to McDonald's makes as much as I am, but I still have all these student loans to pay back.
So you went to college, like you said, you owe all this money, and now you have to compete against someone who didn't go to college for $15 an hour. That's something to think about.
Yes, it is.
Hey, thanks for the call, dear, and what you had to say. Appreciate it.
All right.
It's important for you to know what it means to be an American. It doesn't mean getting free stuff.
They promise $15 minimum wage, but they don't tell you it will lead fewer jobs when companies have less money to pay employees. We are the party of reality. We know free markets are better than free stuff.
If you have a full-time working parent earning minimum wage in our country with 2 kids, you come in at over $4,000, nearly $5,000 below the federal poverty level. That's just plain wrong.
You can look at zip codes in the city of Cleveland and see a difference of 10 years in the life expectancy here based on economics.
To hear a city council person say, I think people in my community enjoy making $8.10 was one of the most sickening things that I have ever heard. And so with Raise Up Cleveland, it's simple for us. We want $15 an hour and we want it now.
This fight for 15 is not just about giving people money. They have to go and earn that money so that they become not reliant on the system, but we become self-sufficient and be able to live on our own and take care of our own families.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Hopefully, with the individuals that are out there in the street, we'll make this change.
We want 15! When do we want it? Now!
Yeah! Teamwork,
It should have been dark.
This your first march? So what's this look like to you? Fun? Serious work, man. We're trying to change the world. Fighting for these wages, a living wage for families. So the fact that you're a part of this is good. It's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life.
Come on, y'all, make some noise. We out here fighting for justice. I know it's early, but listen, I always say
that God is pleased when we stick up for those who can't speak for themselves. I want you to grab somebody by the hand. Let us all bow our heads. God, our Creator, we thank you for this day, another day of purpose, to fight for the least of these, to speak up for the poor, and to do what you have commanded us to do, which is to love our brothers and our sisters as we love ourselves. Lord, give us strength to keep on going and continue to show us, God, that this is not a moment, but this is a movement.
As an activist, you can give a fancy speech, but that action that comes behind it is so much more important than what we say. You see people who are hurting, you see people who are voiceless and hopeless, and it becomes my job to be that voice, that strength that they don't have. This is a command of God, and I take it very seriously. I know that if this was not part of my purpose, part of my destiny, part of what God created me to do, I wouldn't be here.
I've been working in fast food for about 5 years now. I have a 1-year-old daughter. I go to work every day, 8, 10. It doesn't make it. I struggle check to check to even try to pay bills, let alone try to raise my child. We work too hard and too long just for $8. We gotta push for this. We gotta make this work. We gotta get 15 for us.
Enough is enough, and we are going to continue to fight for 15, not just in the city of Cleveland, but in the great state of Ohio, and also in the United States of America, and it starts right now.
We are walking petitions into Cleveland City Council right now. Sometimes when you want your leaders to listen, you gotta show up at their office for them to hear you out. So the people came to City Hall today to be heard. I have found out that when legislators and elected officials don't want to do what's right, there's a such thing called people power, where we can take our issues to the ballot and we can vote for them in our own best interest. We turned in over 20,000 signatures. People saying that they would vote for a minimum wage increase to $15 in November in the general election.
We are the people! We are the people! The hard-working people! The hard-working people! Council's gonna hear us! Council's gonna hear us! Right here, right now! Right here, right now! If they don't, we'll shut it down! We'll shut it down! People power! People power! People power! People power!
They were caught off guard by what we were doing.
Good job, y'all.
So City Council ended up taking a vote on whether or not to support the $15 increase. And all but one voted against it. Where we are now is we know we have to take it to the street, and we have to win it at the ballot box.
By 3:30, we're gonna go and do this action where we shred the misogynistic shirts that folks from the RNC have been wearing all week that say, "Trump that bitch." We're gonna do like a flash mob through the streets, run around. We might do a banner hang later, and then we're going to try to work some code pink magic to get in during Trump's speech.
Last night, Jody Evans, who's a co-founder of Code Pink, the anti-war group, amongst other issues, attempted to do some political activism on the floor of the RNC.
All she did was hold a sign that said something that apparently the right wing finds very offensive.
If at the DNC you put up a sign that said no hate, no racism, you'd get a attaboy. How self-conscious are the Republicans to say, oh, how dare you say no hate?
Monday night, I, along with Allie McCracken, went inside. Allie went first and disrupted Senator Jeff Sessions' speech.
Trump's hate makes us less safe. Stop Trump's Islamophobia. Stop Mike Pence's war on women.
Her banner read, "Yes, we can end all war." And I was sitting across the queue from her, and so I watched it all happen. And as soon as she was done and Giuliani had spoke and said his remarks about Islamic extremism, I couldn't sit still any longer, and I unfurled my banner that read "Refugees Welcome." Despite the security that the Republican National Convention keeps touting, Code Pink keeps getting in and getting through it.
There is only one clear choice for America, and that choice is Donald J. Trump. And let's elect Donald Trump, President of the United States.
Trump! Trump! Trump!
Do you think he's going to get elected to be president? Is there any
I pray for it.
I
I pray for it. Yeah, I think he's got a shot at it. It seems like America is being woke up. He's speaking my language, you know, and millions of people.
Was it worth all the hype?
Glad it's over. I never voted until after I got married. When I got married, I realized I was never going to be rich. So I figured it was my job as a husband and as going to be a father to do what I can to make it a better place for my wife and my son. So I started going to local council meetings, and it pretty much started from there. I mean, you need to be part of the process. If you want to win, you need to be part of the process. If you want to change anything, you need to be part of the process. This is what makes this country great.
Great rally today. Great rally.
But I'm not dumb enough to think that anything that I have to say is going to change somebody's mind that is so opposite of where I'm at.
Communists are scum! You're absolute scum! Anyway, I'm not a communist, sir, so you know mistake on that. I want people to take a good look at this piece of trash right here. This is what a communist looks like. Look at this trash! Burn it! Burn it! Burn it! Burn it! Burn it!
I don't really think the protests changed my view of politics. Protests happen. I did look at some of the protests, though, and just think, what's the point? It was very clear that the two sides were not understanding each other and were not understanding where the other side came from.
Mexicans come over here with drugs on their back, illegals, whatever you want to call it. It's not even Mexican.
Can I tell you one
thing?
thing?
You got people from Guatemala coming over here.
Can I say one thing?
You got people from other countries coming over here.
Can I say one thing?
Guess what? One of my good friends came over here twice illegally. Twice!
I think that's why it's necessary to challenge people, but also respect them and respect their views.
Because I'm Italian and Irish. Because my grandparents are immigrants. Because they came over here and made something of themselves.
I'm an immigrant.
Good. Yeah, we all fucking are.
Stop getting in people's faces, all right?
Yeah.
Make your point, talk, and that's it.
You're my coach,
okay?
You're my coach. Remember me?
I know you. Stop.
You're my
doing
football
that.
coach.
Yes. Stop doing that.
All right.
My
football coach.
People are coming to the United States. Why? Personal freedom, the liberty that we have. That's what makes this country great, that we could all have our different views, and we're not going to be shot down.
How you doing? So this is interesting. It's like blocks of groups, different places. It's definitely a reflection of where we are, division, all in one land. And I'll be glad when this is all gone, so. I'm offended. $50 million was spent to redo Public Square, spent on police and safety. And we had over 13 shootings in the inner city in the past weekend. But look at these cops. They're just sitting and chilling. and we can't get police officers in our community to make it safer. That's a problem. Because when all of this is done, they're gonna still say, we don't have the resources. This week, we weren't getting a lot of media attention where real things were happening.
Good morning, I am Reverend Juwan Zakovi.
Unless you were burning flags or saying F Donald Trump or yelling, fussing, that's what media wanted to capture. I get it. I get it. It doesn't make it right, but I get it. Do I think that my voice was heard while the RNC was here? No. No. They had Democratic council people vote against raising the minimum wage in the city. So no, my voice wasn't heard. Yesterday, we had another African-American male laying on the ground with his hand straight up, and he still gets shot. No, our voices wasn't heard. Our presence wasn't even felt. Our city's blocked off. We can't even go where we want to go. As long as we couldn't get next to the RNC, Donald Trump, and make our voices heard, I mean, that was the whole intention. When everything is said and done, this is our city, this is my city. I'm still gonna be marching, I'm still gonna be protesting, I'm still gonna be trying to help people. We're still gonna be here with the same issues when everybody's gone. So I'm not happy with this week at all. It was a spectacle. Media got what they needed from it. The business community got what they needed from it. Politicians got what they needed from it. And we don't have anything. We don't have anything.
Let's start moving the switcher stuff over.
Okay.
I still kind of can't believe that we managed to pull this off. It's surreal, but this is our last live show of the week. This isn't straight. I'm kind of nostalgic, let's just say. Okay, it's straight now. This week has been insane. It's been easily one of the craziest weeks of my life. I've met people who I've idolized for years in media, in politics. I mean, I met Newt Gingrich, I met Louis Gohmert, I met Martha Raddatz. I met Governor Gary Johnson. With a network called Real Politics, I'm just gonna kind of hold this out here, hold this mic out here. Ask a couple questions about 2016. So we've been seeing a lot of people at the convention, talking to a lot It's just crazy to me because, you know, I'm 18. It was incredible to me to meet those people and hear how similar their thoughts were to our thoughts in terms of how media needs to change. When you see the protests firsthand, it really gives you context to what you see on the news. And it's a reminder for me of why we're doing what we're doing. Because the media is failing people. And it's making people just rush to conclusions and rush to assumptions.
These days, listening to people who we don't agree with, investigating people, waiting for evidence, those are all unfashionable now. What's sexy now, what's kind of fashionable now and exciting is drama. You know, the more extreme somebody is, the more heroic they are. When you turn the screw that tight, you're gonna get Donald Trump.
It's much easier to share a headline you agree with on Facebook than it is to actually read the article and figure out if you agree with what it's saying. People are not taking the time to get informed. There's a responsibility from the media to do a better job of bringing together the best commentary from every single angle of any single particular issue so that people can be as informed as possible. That's absolutely what I hope to do.
Make your last texts, last goodbyes, and let's suit up.
Philip, 2 minutes.
Right.
Go into the app, click use this remote camera.
I'm having trouble getting on the Wi-Fi.
And it's not coming up on the iPad.
You may need to reopen the app.
Dude, I don't have Switcher. I haven't downloaded Switcher.
Download Switcher, please.
Crap.
Please don't do this to me again. Please don't do this to me again.
Dude, you didn't even get to the streams.
Hey, Brian's iPad is taking control. Allow, I assume?
Allow. Click allow automatically. Allow automatically on the bottom.
Okay.
Let's put another camera in this.
Wait, Philip, what are you doing?
I want one camera kind of...
Let Andy go over there, plug in your thing.
Okay.
All right, that should do it. That should do it for at least this camera.
And there we go, we should have it.
And I think I should be up too. Positions. All right. Phil, are you ready? 10:02?
Are we live right now?
No, I haven't pressed the record broadcast.
Press the record broadcast button.
Yep, all right, I'm ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Real Politics Live from the Republican National Convention. This is going to be our last episode from the RNC because, of course, the RNC concludes tonight. It's been truly an eventful week here in Cleveland, Ohio. This is not a convention like most. A lot of really interesting things have happened, from the flag burning that happened yesterday on the corner of East 4th Street to the protests that happened earlier this week, to just the wild affairs of the conventions themselves. It's been interesting. But today, we're awaiting the biggest speech of them all, Donald Trump's speech.
In many ways right now, the world is hanging by a thread. We all feel it. Trump is trying to use this moment to divide us. He's trying to use this moment to gain personal power, and we have to stand together against him. If we don't do it now, in 3 months, it will be too late. Tonight, when Trump takes the nomination, we will be standing together in public square. Let's stand together. Let's be together for each other.
I've loved and respected him my entire life, and I could not be more proud tonight to present to you and to all of America my father and our next president, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you. Thank you. Friends, delegates, and fellow Americans, I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
You're voting for Trump. You have no respect for yourself or anyone. You got no fucking respect for any human beings if you vote for this faction. Be real with yourself. Sing high up to your leader. Heil Trump! Heil Trump! Heil Trump! USA! USA! USA!
Being American to Mook is having an opportunity to be somebody. Having an opportunity to raise family. Having an opportunity to be wanted. This is my man. This is my man, Asa. Asa. Asa, can you wave at everybody? Say hey. This is what it's all about, man. You know what I mean? This is what I mean by being given the opportunity, man, to create your own legacy, so to speak. And this guy here, you know, is the beginning of my legacy.
Everybody wants the same thing. They want a safe place to live. They want to raise their children in a decent society and give them a good education. They want to know that they're protected. If the wrong person is in the White House, and we take away those opportunities, and we start to perpetuate the whole idea that if you are a certain religion or a certain race, that you're undeserving, then we've lost the promise of America.
We are going to be considerate and compassionate to everyone. But my greatest compassion will be for our own struggling citizens.
I am the candidate you deserve. I represent everything that's greedy and piggy about our society. And I will make it that way every day. Make America pig again. Make America pig again. Thank you for the nomination.
More than one way to skin a cat. Well, we've tried a bunch. Sometimes you just gotta stick your foot on the tail and rip the damn fur off. And in this point in our country, with the political perversion that we have in DC, that's what we need for at least 4 years.
On January 20th of 2017, the day I take the oath of office, Americans will finally wake up in a country where the laws of the United States are enforced.
I don't know where we're going, but what I do know is that I am, for the first time, probably in my lifetime, afraid about who's going to be in the White House.
No, it's ours. Wait, why? Hey, that's Donald Trump. You can't take Donald Trump. Take it off him.
I don't for one second think that he can't win. But the sad part about it is so many people feel the same way.
You have to deal with the reality that he could win. And if he do win, what you gonna do then?
I'm gonna do what the far majority of white folks has been doing for the last few years. Start buying guns.
I believe in America. And I want this country to continue to be the greatest country on earth. And I want to preserve a way of life that I thought was fantastic and I hope continues to be fantastic.
Citizens' arrest is being made by Turner Fair.
This man stole my property.
You must arrest him.
Sir, can I have my property?
I think that this election is going to tell what kind of country we really are. Are we the nation that is on the cutting edge of everything? Are we the nation that leads all countries in how we treat our people, how we educate our citizens, and how we take care of our poor? Are we that country? If we really want to be the greatest nation in the world, we have to act like it.
To all Americans tonight, in all of our cities and in all of our towns, I make this promise. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you and good night. I love you.
I love America. America has some problems. But true patriotism is being able to speak about the wrongs of your society and making it better, not just overlooking it.
Stand together against Trump! Stand together against Trump!
But just because we disagree, don't mean that we have to be hateful and disagreeable. And I think that that's what the issue is with our country at the point, is that right now we may not agree on this, but we don't have to hate one another. We don't have to try to destroy each other.
Excuse me, Donald, we'll get you out. We'll get you out, Donald.
We'll
It's
get you
okay.
out, Donald.
We're off the street. My property is in the street. We're off the street. Excuse me. We're off the street. Where are you taking Donald? Donald! We're taking Donald!
no matter what you and I disagree on, you have a right to be. The differences is what makes the world an amazing place.
When you come from the inner city and you see people on crack, or you see people struggling to make it, you see people who are hurting or angry, a lot of times what they need is just love.
We gonna dance together, brother?
That's how you can do that. You can go dance with people who say they love Jesus. Or you can stand there and listen to people who think there's no systematic racism. Trump folks, whatever. You just love people. That's all.
It's not about color. It's not about religion. It's not about sexual orientation. It's about the heart. America has a long way to go, but we're hoping that we can help her get to where she needs to be.
Tamir Rice was murdered in Cleveland, Ohio. The trial is over, but so is the precious life of a 12-year-old boy playing in the park with a pellet gun under his shirt when he took 2 slugs in his belly. I don't want to live no more. I have 2 kids. Something fucking's gonna happen. Trust me. This is not gonna be the way that I live my life in America when you allow police officers to kill little kids. I don't give a fuck if the kid was right. I'm not prejudiced. Why would I be? We're all in the same country. We got to get along. Let's go.
See? You just love.
Chief Justice Roberts, President Carter, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, fellow Americans, and people of the world, thank you.